We live in a world saturated by invisible signals. Our smartphones are constant companions. They connect us to a global network of information and people. Yet these devices are also constantly emitting electromagnetic radiation, or EMR. This invisible energy is part of our daily lives. But how much do we really understand about its potential impacts? This essay explores the complex relationship between smartphones and our health. We will delve into the science of electromagnetic fields, or EMFs, and their potential effects. We will examine both sides of the debate surrounding EMF exposure. Importantly, this essay will provide practical advice for navigating our increasingly digital world. We can enjoy the benefits of technology while minimizing potential risks. Knowledge and awareness are key. Electromagnetic pollution refers to the increasing amount of man-made EMFs in our environment. These fields are generated by everything from power lines and Wi-Fi routers to cell phones and microwave ovens. Understanding the different types of EMFs is crucial. The electromagnetic spectrum is vast and includes both ionizing and non-ionizing radiation. Ionizing radiation, found in X-rays and gamma rays, carries enough energy to break chemical bonds in our bodies, potentially damaging DNA. Non-ionizing radiation, emitted by smartphones and other everyday devices, is lower in energy. It does not have enough power to break chemical bonds. The key question is, can this lower energy radiation still impact our health? Scientists are actively researching this question. The answers are complex and evolving. Every time you use your smartphone, it emits radio frequency, or RF radiation, a type of non-ionizing radiation. This type of radiation is different from ionizing radiation, like X-rays or gamma rays, which have enough energy to remove tightly bound electrons from atoms, thus causing damage to DNA and potentially leading to cancer. Non-ionizing radiation, on the other hand, doesn't carry enough energy to ionize atoms or molecules. However, it can still cause molecules to vibrate and generate heat, which is why there's ongoing research into its potential health effects. This radiation allows your phone to communicate with cell towers. These towers are strategically placed to ensure that your phone can send and receive signals efficiently, enabling you to make calls, send texts, and use data services. The distance between your phone and the nearest cell tower can affect the strength of the signal and the amount of RF radiation your phone emits. The amount of RF energy your phone emits varies depending on signal strength. When the signal is strong, your phone doesn't need to work as hard to maintain a connection, resulting in lower RF emissions. Conversely, when the signal is weak, your phone increases its power output to stay connected, which can lead to higher levels of RF radiation. A weaker signal requires your phone to work harder, potentially increasing your exposure. This is why you might notice your phone's battery draining faster in areas with poor reception. The increased power output not only affects battery life, but also raises the level of RF radiation emitted by your device. One way to measure the amount of RF energy absorbed by the body is through the specific absorption rate, or SR. SR is a measure of the rate at which energy is absorbed by the human body when exposed to an RF electromagnetic field. It provides a standardized way to evaluate the potential exposure to RF radiation from different devices. SR is measured in watts per kilogram of tissue. This measurement helps regulatory bodies set safety limits to ensure that the devices we use daily do not expose us to harmful levels of RF radiation. The SAR value is typically listed in the device's user manual or on the manufacturer's website. All smartphones sold legally must meet specific SAR limits set by regulatory bodies. These limits are designed to protect consumers by ensuring that devices do not exceed safe levels of RF radiation. Manufacturers must test their devices and provide SAR values to demonstrate compliance with these regulations. However, these limits vary between countries. Different regulatory bodies may have different standards and safety thresholds, leading to variations in the maximum allowable SAR values. For example, the SR limit in the United States is different from that in the European Union or Japan. There is ongoing debate about whether these limits adequately protect us. Some experts argue that the current standards are based on outdated research and do not account for the latest scientific findings. Public concern about the potential health effects of RF radiation has led to calls for more stringent regulations and further research. Some scientists argue that current safety standards are outdated. They believe that the rapid advancement of technology and the increasing use of wireless devices necessitate a re-evaluation of existing guidelines. New studies are being conducted to better understand the long-term effects of RF radiation exposure. They do not fully account for the potential long-term effects of chronic low-level exposure. As we continue to rely more on wireless technology, understanding these effects becomes increasingly important. Ongoing research aims to provide clearer answers and inform future safety standards to better protect public health. Section 4. The EMF Health Debate: Separating Fact from Fiction. The potential health effects of EMF exposure, particularly from smartphones, are a subject of ongoing scientific investigation and public debate. This debate has been fueled by the rapid increase in smartphone usage over the past decade, making it a pressing issue for both scientists and the general public. As our reliance on these devices grows, so does our concern about their safety. Some studies have suggested possible links between long-term high levels of RF exposure and certain health issues, including brain tumors. These studies often make headlines, causing alarm among consumers. However, it's crucial to understand the nuances of this research. However, these studies have often been correlational, meaning they show a relationship but cannot prove causation. Correlational studies can indicate that two variables are related, but they do not provide evidence that one causes the other. This distinction is vital in interpreting the results. Other studies have found no clear link between typical smartphone use and adverse health outcomes. These studies suggest that, for the average user, the risk may be minimal. Yet the inconsistency in findings leaves room for doubt and further inquiry. It is important to note that research in this field is challenging. The complexity of human health and the multitude of factors that can influence it make it difficult to isolate the effects of RF radiation alone. Isolating the specific effects of RF radiation from other environmental and lifestyle factors is difficult. Factors such as diet, genetics, and other environmental exposures can all play a role in health outcomes, complicating the research. This lack of definitive answers can be frustrating for consumers. People want clear, straightforward information about the risks associated with their devices, but the science is not always able to provide that. More research is urgently needed to provide clearer guidance. Scientists are continually working to improve study designs and methodologies to better understand the potential health impacts of RF exposure. In the meantime, it is important to stay informed, interpret research findings carefully, and adopt a precautionary approach. This means using hands-free devices, limiting prolonged exposure, and staying updated with the latest scientific findings. By doing so, we can make informed decisions about our technology use while awaiting more definitive answers from the scientific community. Section 5. Beyond the body: Smartphones, Sleep and the Mind. While the jury is still out on the long-term physical health effects of RF radiation from smartphones, the impact of these devices on our mental well-being and sleep patterns is becoming increasingly clear. The blue light emitted from smartphone screens can interfere with melatonin production, a hormone that regulates sleep cycles. This disruption can lead to difficulty falling asleep, poor sleep quality, and daytime fatigue. Furthermore, the constant connectivity and notifications from smartphones can contribute to stress, anxiety, and feelings of being always on. Excessive smartphone use has also been linked to attention problems, reduced cognitive performance, and even depression, especially in young people. It is crucial to establish healthy boundaries with our devices to protect our mental health and well-being. Section 6. Reducing your EMF exposure. Simple steps for a healthier relationship with your phone. In today's digital age, our phones have become an integral part of our lives. We use them for everything from staying connected with loved ones to managing our daily tasks. However, it's important to be mindful of the potential health impacts associated with prolonged phone usage, particularly due to electromagnetic fields or EMFs. While the debate about the potential long-term health effects of EMFs continues, there are practical steps you can take to minimize your exposure, especially if you are concerned. By making small adjustments to how you use your phone, you can significantly reduce your EMF exposure and promote a healthier relationship with your device. 1. Distance is your friend. Keep your phone away from your body when not in use. This simple step can make a big difference. For instance, instead of holding your phone close to your body, place it on a table or desk when you're not actively using it. This reduces the amount of EMF radiation your body absorbs. Avoid carrying it in your pocket or bra. These areas are close to vital organs and prolonged exposure can be more harmful. Instead, consider carrying your phone in a purse or bag. This not only reduces EMF exposure but also helps you develop a habit of not constantly checking your phone. Use the speakerphone or a headset for calls. When you hold the phone to your ear, your head is exposed to higher levels of EMF radiation. Using a speakerphone or a headset, whether wired or Bluetooth, can keep the phone away from your head and reduce exposure. 2. Reduce unnecessary exposure. Text instead of calling when possible. Texting keeps the phone away from your head and body, and it's often a quicker way to communicate. Plus, it can help you avoid long conversations that keep the phone close to your body for extended periods. Limit your use of data-intensive applications, especially when signal strength is weak. When your phone struggles to connect, it emits more EMF radiation. By avoiding heavy data usage in areas with poor signal, you can reduce your exposure. Consider downloading content for offline use when you have a strong signal. 3. Bedtime boundaries. Avoid using your phone in the hour before bed. The blue light emitted by screens can interfere with your sleep patterns, and keeping your phone away from your bed reduces EMF exposure during the night. Instead, try reading a book or practicing relaxation techniques before sleep. Switch to airplane mode or turn it off completely at night. This not only helps you sleep better but also ensures that your body isn't exposed to EMF radiation while you rest. If you use your phone as an alarm, consider getting a traditional alarm clock instead. 4. Be mindful of children. Children's bodies absorb more RF radiation than adults. Their developing tissues are more susceptible to potential damage. It's crucial to set healthy boundaries for their phone usage and encourage them to engage in other activities such as playing outside or reading. Limit their exposure by setting healthy boundaries and encouraging other activities. Family time without electronic devices can be a great way to bond and promote a healthier lifestyle for everyone. 5. Stay informed. Research on EMFs is constantly evolving. New studies and findings are published regularly, and staying informed can help you make better decisions about your phone usage. Stay up to date on the latest findings from reputable sources. By keeping yourself informed, you can continue to take proactive steps to protect your health and well-being in our increasingly digital world.